Okay, I'm back on here because there's one other dream that I've had. But in my other dreams, I've said that I'm a watchman, and God gives me things. And there's one vision I keep having over and over and over and over again. And basically, I'm on a pinnacle kind of like this, but it was just like a spire, and I was on the top of the point. And I've seen this one multiple times, probably 15 or 20. And it started out as just me on this spire. And I've seen a few times where God was on my back. And God gave me the revelation of it last night. Because it started out as a spire and it had him in the background. And what it did is it went from this and it panned out over the valley. It was clearly like a city. And he basically said, I've isolated you. I've caused you to be my light and to show people the way. I have broken off of society, and I do things differently than everyone else around me. I am his watchman, and he's told me that repeatedly. And last night he gave me another chunk of it, but I do know that I'm staying behind because he wants me to watch and take notes as to what happens. He needed someone to stay behind. And also, if you look at the revelation of Abraham, in the final chapters of Abraham, it says that God uses righteous people to go after the wicked. And we are seeds of Abraham. And I think I'm one of them. And last night what he did was, I saw myself in the center of that spire, but the land had gotten a little bit bigger, kind of like what I showed you earlier. And now there were people on top with me. Like, I'm not talking a lot of people, I'm talking like 4 or 5 people. And then he also pinned it to the sides. And there were people, like if you can imagine rock crawling up the side of the mountain. I mean, it was steeper than this. But I mean, it was like, if you turn this and went like that, I mean, these people were pretty much going straight up. And he was saying that the journey is extremely difficult, especially in the tribulation time. And it's very, very difficult. But I've got you. And if we would just fight, and it's going to take everything you have. And I've seen prophetic messages before talking about this. I've seen prophecies where they talked about this, and people are going to want to do this and want to come back, but it's not going to be a cakewalk. I mean, you're going to have to be running for your life. The devil is going to send all of his demons, the giants, the fallen angels, and everyone against you. And it's going to be a very difficult battle. I was actually watching a video, and it talked about all the 12 apostles, and it was like 3 or 4 of them went through crucifixion. One died on an X cross. 2 of them were hung upside down. One was basically cut with a saw in pieces and then burned alive. And Paul was whipped. I can't remember how many times. It's like 15 or 20. And he was also jailed. I don't know if we have an exact measurement. I think he says in one of his, like in Romans or something. But he's jailed like 50 times. So, okay, Timmy, we'll turn around. I'm having to turn around because it's just hot, and my dog is panting like crazy. I just wanted to get out today, but I am basically I'm trying to get to his people, and I've been put in circumstances trying to get people to listen and to turn back from their ways. Like I've been put in the lion's den because I'm at a facility that is sponsored by a group of because it's all over, Freemasons and Illuminati. The symbols are everywhere. It's they have this, I don't know if I can do it but they have it has a piece like this where it has that triangle, and it has another one that goes down and up, and so it has that up and down, and it has up down, and a lot of times they'll have a G in the middle. And if you ever see that, that's them. If you ever see them, I can't do it with holding the phone. If you ever see like this, and when their hands are joined with the other side, and if you see someone doing that, that's them. If you see someone if they have a picture and part of their hand is hiding in their coat, that's them. If you see someone covering up one eye and they're taking a picture, that's them. If you see someone with a pose like telling people to be kind of quiet, that's them, because they've sworn to secrecy, and if they break the secrecy, they can be killed instantly. And people have basically said, we're not following anymore, and they may be dead, but there's a lot of people that have come out recently that have exposed them, and without them, it would be a lot more difficult. But but I'm here to reveal the truth. I'm here to call people back to God. I'm here to show people the way. God has made me a leader and a prophet and what is that called? Can't even remember the word. But yes, he's made me a watchman, and my goal is to show people the right way. And the thing is I realize how major my call is, because if I screw up, their blood is on my hands. So I take this call very seriously, because if you look at Ezekiel 3, I think it's 33, Ezekiel 33, you'll see that basically I expose the wickedness for what it is. And Toby, oh, never mind. Sorry, but I'm here with my dog. But I know that I'm going to be isolated in this time. I do know where I'm going, and I do know that I'm going to be taken care of. I don't think the devil and his demons will know where I am. The thing is the devil thinks he knows all, and he's able to see what God does. The only way that he sees what God does is by trying to see videos of the true prophets, trying to see messages from those people that are truly trying to say the truth. And it's very, very difficult for even me to know the truth and to see the truth. I mean, if you look online and do prophet or watchman, there's a lot of people out there that are claiming certain things. There's a lot of people that's like, hey, we're going to have a revival, and we're going to, nowhere in the Bible does it say that there's going to be a revival in the end times. It says the complete opposite. It's going to be like the days of Noah. Your only sign is from Jonah. And Jonah was one man calling out many. Same with Noah. He was one man calling out many. And so nowhere in the Bible does it say there's going to be a revival. And the prophet Jonah, he basically went to them, and and they were given 40 days to turn around and repent, and they did in like days. They're like, okay, we're repenting. We're not going to eat anything for 3 days. We're not going to do anything. And let's see. So that was, but in April 8th there was an eclipse. So April, I'm trying to see something. So April, May, June, July. So July 8th. What had happened on July 8th? I don't think, did something happen on, oh yeah, wow. So this was just given to me, but 3 months after that hit, so 3 times 10, because if it was 3 days, that was when Hurricane Beryl hit. And Hurricane Beryl was referred to in the Bible, well, it wasn't the hurricane, but it was basically people's, the color of people's skin. It was the color of an angel that had many eyes, and he had like wheels kind of thing. And I wouldn't be able to tell you what he looks like. But there are variations of angels, and this one has eyes all over him, and it's for them to see. But I was given a dream about Beryl, and I've already talked about this, but I'll mention it again, where Beryl came through, and right after it was done, I saw a glowing orb that was like having sparks fly off of it, and I believe that this was Jesus coming back. So I'm here trying to get people to turn back. I believe that we've already been judged, and now we're entering the time of punishment and the day of the Lord, and I believe it is at our door. And my dreams have steadily gotten more and more bad as things have gone along, because God's trying to give us as much time as he can to have us turn, but now he's basically said after last night, no more. And so but yeah, so this road is not easy. I mean, my road, just to give you I grew up without a father. I was bullied viciously in school. I have been battling a lot of addictions. I've wanted to end my life many times because of how hard the battle has been. I've left too many jobs. I've moved 30-something times in the last 30 years. I do enjoy going to a new place, but God also revealed to me with a verse that said basically birds of the air have a nest and foxes have holes in the ground, but the true disciples of him will not have anywhere to lay their head. I don't have anywhere to lay my head. So definitely the same. But I'm here to reveal God's truth. That's kind of cool. But yeah, so that almost, look at how there's a lot of really sharp edges on that sucker. So you don't know what's below us. We don't, there's things that are coming to light that are being revealed, like what there once was a time where this place had giants as tall as cedars. So you're talking 50 to 100 feet tall. And if they were that big, it's just like God made our world. If you think about it, if there were 50 to 100 foot giants, then the world would have to be bigger, right? So that means that trees would have to be bigger and all this other stuff. And I've seen, if you look at like Question Antiquity and all these other things, you'll see videos where they show you evidence. It's like, okay, this could have been a stump. Look at Devil's Tower. That could have, and looks like if you look at a comparison of a tree stump, it's identical. So, so that is, yeah. So this right here, I mean, to us, this looks like a flat valley, and in our ideal of a lake, I don't know if that's a lake over there. I can't see one. But our idea of a lake is much smaller. Like, it would just cover like this area. Like, this is how big we think lakes are. But to them, I mean, if you look at that, that could have been the edge of their lake. All this ridge right here, and then Grand Mesa and all this other stuff could have been the edges of their lake. And so, I mean, it kind of blows away your thinking. And the reason why they buried that information is so they could say, hey, evolution, which is crap. We had giants, we can prove it. We have the skeletons to prove it. They still have not definitively proven about the evolutionary model, claiming that this one thing went to that one thing, this one thing. And we know from our modern era that that there are mutations in our form. So these skulls and stuff that they're finding, how do we know that they're not mixed up with another creature? As we know that there's a flood that happened, and bones could have been jumbled together with many different creatures. So they're piecing together something that may not have ever gone together. And also, there are no intermediary fossils. There are no fossils that go in between. And what I mean by that is you have, like, they're claiming that this kind went to this kind. And clearly in the Bible it says that doesn't happen. And there are, like, if you had one thing going from another, you would have a progression of their fossils. You would progress from one thing to another. Do we see that? No, not at all. There's not been one fossil found that points to that. But the schools and our education system are strongly owned by the devil. They are pushing an agenda. They're pushing a narrative. They want you to believe this garbage, when in actuality, if you look at the evidence, which they buried, that's why they didn't want us to know about giants. That's why they don't want you to know about pyramids and everything else. They're all over the world. That's why they've hidden the truth about the Arctic and the Antarctic. Because if you look at pictures of the Arctic Circle, there are lands, and there's supposedly a pyramid inside of that land. And so we have evidences of more things going on, but because we're dealing in the wicked generation, they've buried all of it. Like, just think about it. God warned Adam and Eve, and even John hinted at it, that he was like, will there even be one righteous person? Because he saw how wicked we would get. He saw how over the top we would get with our wickedness and what we did. And and God told Adam, it's like, this world will decay and it will get more and more wicked and more sinful. And that's what we've seen. So imagine we are living in a time where God will come back at any time. And when he does, it's the culmination of all those many, many thousands of years where sin and wickedness have gotten to a whole new height. So, so I'm on here trying to get people to turn back, like David did, like Daniel did, like Moses, Abraham, Isaac, and all these forerunners of where we are now. The sad thing is, many people have turned from the truth. Many people have turned from the right path. And God put me here. Yes, it's not been fun. Yes, I've wanted to play game. I grew up in the gaming time. Like, I grew up with a Nintendo and then Super Nintendo and Sega systems, and now it's morphed into craziness where it's like the Switch and all these others. And I grew up with no cell phone. We had one phone, and the original phone didn't have an answering system on it. That didn't come about until I was in my teens. And then we had answering machine, that basically you left a message and you would give them a call back. And now we're so reliant on this stupid phone, and realize, because I look at how many times I'm pulled in with electronics and TV and all this other stuff, and you realize there's demons that are principalities and other things that are over electronics, that are over our gadgets, that are over social media, because they want us so stinking distracted that we don't look into the truth. They have buried the truth, but we can unbury it. And we also live in a time where everything is being revealed, because it says in the end times, God will reveal everything and everyone. And no one is taking him seriously. And actually, people think we have more time. Like I've heard one prophet this morning who did a prophet on the person that got shot yesterday, and he revealed it a long time ago, and he's claiming, along with another prophetess by JG, they're all claiming that there's going to be a major revival. However, there will be a revival, but it'll be after people realize that there is a God. When he destroys this world, and that nothing that has happened can happen any other way than by his hand, people are going to turn from their ways, and they're going to be like, holy crap, he's real. But some people have such a hard heart and have closed off their ears and everything else that they won't listen. And God's done that on purpose. He knows who will turn to him. He knows. And I've been reading another book called, and I still haven't figured out if it's true. I'm reading it with an open mind. It's called Urantia, Urantia, and it talks about how God is this omnipresent, omniscient God who, good morning. Good. But it's saying that he is, he's everywhere all at once. That he's in the past, he's in the future, and he is a God that can't be basically bottled up. And it's a very interesting book, and I don't know how accurate it is, but I'd rather read something that maybe have some truth than to have a book like our modern day authors and stuff. We don't know if they're completely telling the truth or not. We don't know if they're sent from the devil, or if they're, because it says that false prophets have a wicked mind, a wicked, depraved mind, and their desires and their dreams are only coming about from their wicked intentions, kind of thing. Come on, Toby. But sorry I'm so long-winded. I'm just trying to get you the message, and I find that my messages come out better when I'm just kind of chatting. But thank you for joining me. But my main goal is to get you to see the truth. I don't know how many of you probably made it to this point. All I can do is point out stuff, and that's what I'm here for. So God bless you all. Please turn back to God now. I am a speaker of the truth. I know that if I say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, it's on me. And I'm scared to death of going to hell. I don't want to go to hell, and I always want to say the truth. And it's kind of mind-boggling when I think of these people that claim to know the truth, that know that if they speak the wrong thing, that they're going to hell, yet they do it anyway. And it's just, how many people are so lied to and deceived? And that's beyond me and beyond fathomable that happens. It's like, okay, so you're knowingly turning away from God. And I think what the devil has done is he's like, hey, come to my side and I'll give you a piece of my kingdom. That it's like, okay, does that say anywhere in the Bible? Has the devil given you a Bible that says, oh, well, my kingdom is better? Like, I have not seen that Bible. There is a book called Demonology, and I have not read that book. that supposedly King James authorized, and that was before the King James Bible happened. So your King James Bible was authored by the same author that did demonology. So fancy that. So the Bible is truth because we can back it up with thousands of manuscripts. I'm not saying that it's not right. The devil has tried to get away with certain things, but the thing is we can check it with old manuscripts, and we have like thousands of old manuscripts. So if the devil in any way, shape, or form tries to change the wording, he will be found out. So the word we have is living and alive, and people don't understand the parables. Like I was reading Daniel 10, which I didn't understand the other day, and it was talking about the people of the north and the people of the south, and I was like, oh, holy crap. And because I made the connections that the north was the R that ends in an A, that's above another country that's also in the same vicinity, that has a dragon with it, and that is the north and the south. Those two kings are going to battle it out, and they may have already been battling it out. I mean, it's like they've already been going at it, but Daniel talks about that in chapter 10. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Hopefully you, well, I don't know, I've tried at times to show you the view. Have a good day. Bye bye.